Hi, Elgin Symphony family. Chad Goodman here, music director of your ESO. And this is going to be the first in a multi-part video series where I focus on one particular aspect or responsibility of being a conductor. And for this one, I want to go right to the heart of music making and focus on the balance of an orchestra. Now, I liken finding the appropriate balance and blend to that of a sound engineer. Picture a sound engineer who's sitting in a studio mixing booth, and in front of them, they have row after row of all of these buttons and knobs and faders, things that allow them to control the balance of the recording artists. If the drum track is, let's say, a little bit too loud, they slide down a fader and it now goes into the background. Maybe the guitar needs to go up, they slide up a different fader, and now it's more prominent. A conductor has to do this with the collective orchestra that is sitting in front of them on stage. And this is challenging because every instrument has its own acoustic challenges, its own acoustic strengths. For instance, a brass instrument, a trumpet, has a much easier time projecting than a viola does. And the register of the instrument also matters. A flute in its highest register is going to come through the texture with a lot more clarity than the bass section when they're in their lowest register. So a conductor has to figure out what's the appropriate balance of the collective forces that are on stage. And this is a challenge when, let's say, every instrument in the orchestra is marked the same dynamic at the same time. They all have forte. Well, forte means something different to every single one of those individuals on stage. In their minds, what does loud mean? It's different for the instrument based on the acoustics we were discussing, and as well as the blend of when one section's playing loud with another section, how do those sounds and balances compete? The conductor's goal, and what they spend a lot of time preparing ahead of time in rehearsal, is conjuring up the sound, the ideal sound world of what the orchestra would sound like when it's perfectly mixed. And then, of course, they then take that and compare it to what's happening in real time. And you, of course, have to keep your ears open and respond and be reactive and supportive of the sounds that are being created by the musicians in front of you as well. This is just one small aspect of so many others that a conductor has to take on at any given moment. I hope this was a bit enlightening, and please comment with any other questions you might have about conducting, and I'll look forward to answering them in future videos. Until then, ciao.